Hello everyone, this is Cole with Southern Leisure Spas and Patio, and I'm going to give you a brief overview of how to maintain and operate your new Nordic hot tub. The first thing to do with your hot tub once it's been delivered is fill it with water. To fill your Nordic hot tub with water, you're going to take a garden hose and fill it through the filter area right here. To fill the filter area, you're going to remove this weir gate right here. The filter is going to unthread to the left or counterclockwise and lift straight out. And you're going to take your garden hose and stick it as far down in the filter well as possible. We do this to prevent any air from being trapped in the pump and the pump from being airlocked or not priming properly. You're going to want to fill the water to the bottom of the waterfall valve right there. And once you're done with it, you can turn the garden hose off, put the filter back in, just like this. Thread it in finger tight to the right. Make sure not to over tighten it. And the floating weir will go right down inside there, just like that. Once you've filled your hot tub, it's time to power it on. Now that we have the hot tub full of water and powered on, it's time to talk a little bit about the basic operation of the hot tub with the topside control, controlling your temperature, your pumps, your lights, and all the other options on the hot tub. Nordic uses a very basic topside control to control the jets, heat, lights, and any other options or features on the hot tub. So first off, I'm going to talk about the temperature control. You have a cool and a warm button right there. It's really pretty simple. To go warmer, you're going to click it up. The max limit is 104. Right now I just moved it from 103 to 104. You can hear pump 1 kick on in low speed. It's going to run in low speed to heat that water until it gets to 104, and then it's going to kick off. To cool the water down or to turn the heater off, I'll click the cool button right here. The number is going to flash, and that's going to be the set temperature, is whatever is flashing. And then when the number turns solid again, that's what the thermostat is picking up as the actual water temp currently. So we're currently at 103. I can go down some more, go to 97. 97 is flashing. Then it goes back to 103 solid. The water will take a long time to cool down. These are fully insulated, so they do hold their heat very well. The light control button is right here. Really pretty simple. On and off. And to change the colors of the lights, you just go off and on real fast, and you will cycle through all the colors. I think there's about 8 or 9 colors available. And when it's on, you get the indicator light right there. When the lights are off, you get the indicator light turns off right there. And the jet button, very similar. On, it's going to be low speed when you click it once. To go to high speed on jet 1, you're going to hit it again. That's going to kick the pump into high speed. And to go off, going to hit it again. Indicator light goes off, and the pump turns off. And that's really all there is to the basic overview and operation of the Nordic topside control. The only advanced setting on the topside control that I'm going to jump into on this video is going to be programming the filter cycle. The filter cycle comes programmed from the factory at a 1-hour default, and the filter cycle is going to start 6 minutes from when you power the spa up, and it's going to run for an hour, and then it'll start again 12 hours later. So the filter cycles are going to run 2 hours every 24 hours, or 2 times every 24 hours. To bump your filter cycle up, what you're going to do, if you want to increase the time frame of it running, you're going to hit the warm button, and then you're going to hit the jet button. As you can see, I have this one set at 2 hours. You can go up to 8 hours. I'm going to leave this at 2, and when you're done setting it, you just hit the jet button again, and that's set at 2 hours. So it's going to kick on and run for 2 hours, and then 12 hours later it's going to kick on and run for 2 hours again. So I have this unit set to filter 4 hours in every 24 hours. Alright, the next thing I'm going to cover is controlling the water flow through your jets, how to turn jets off and on, and how to make them either stronger or weaker by mixing air with the water. So your air controls are going to be the knobs that look like this around the top rim of the hot tub. And to turn the air on or open the air valve, you're going to turn it to the left. So you're going to turn it that direction, counterclockwise. To close the air off, you're going to turn it to the right or clockwise. Closing the air off will make the jet weaker, and opening the air up to the left will make the jet stronger. As you can see, we have a couple around the surface of the spa. Most of the time, these valves are going to control the jets closest to them. So this air valve right here controls this seat. Most of our customers like the air open, but you will, if you're wanting a little bit more of a gentle massage, you can close it to your liking. To control the jets individually, the jets are going to open and close. You can close them by turning them clockwise, or open them by turning them counterclockwise. If you close a series of jets, the other jets that are shared on that same pump, in this case this is a one pump system, so as you close jets, the open jets are going to get stronger because water flow is going to be diverted there. Another way to divert the water flow is through, it's tough to see because it's underwater right here, but the big whirlpool jet, the outer bezel or trim ring on this acts as a diverter valve. Like on a normal hot tub, your valve would be up here on the rim. On a Nordic, the diverter is built into this whirlpool jet right here. So to control the flow, you're going to spin the bezel, and you can share all the pump through all the jets, or you can select certain areas of the hot tub that you want to divert all the flow to by using the outer bezel here and turning it to your desired setting. So I'll turn the pump on here in a minute and display this in action. Okay, as you can see, the pump is off right now. I'm going to turn the pump into high speed and show you how this bezel on the whirlpool jet controls the flow of water through the spa. That's high speed. You can see it's moving a lot of water through that whirlpool jet. If I lean down here and turn this, now I've shared the flow over to the other seats in the spa. If I keep turning it, now I've got all of the jet pressure coming on this side. And if I keep turning it, I'm going to come back to the whirlpool jet having all the flow from the pump, like that right there. So this is going to be the primary way to control the flow of water through your Nordic spa. Alright, next I'm going to cover cleaning your filter on your Nordic hot tub. About once a month you need to remove your filter and rinse it out to break down the buildup of oils, dirt, stuff that gets trapped in it. So to remove your filter, the floating weir lifts directly out. The filter is going to unscrew to the left or counterclockwise and lift straight out like that. And you are going to take a garden hose with a high pressure nozzle, and you're going to rinse out between the pleats here. And it's important to go all the way around with either a nozzle or a high pressure gun on a water hose, and rinse that out really well. And then you can put it back in and thread to the right. Once every 3 months, I recommend using a filter degreaser and soaking your filter with a filter degreaser. That's going to really break down a lot of the small bacteria and matter that gets trapped in the filter, and help you really remove a lot of that buildup. It's important when you soak it in a degreaser, it's really important to make sure you rinse it very thoroughly. If you don't, you're going to end up with a lot of foam and bubbling in the hot tub whenever you put it back in the spa. So we sell filter degreaser at any of our locations. You can buy it online. These filters do really well soaking in a 5-gallon bucket, so you can dilute that filter degreaser with some water and put it in a 5-gallon bucket. Or if you buy the type that has a spray bottle, you can just spray it, let it soak for 30 minutes to an hour, and then rinse it out really good with a garden hose and clean water. And when you're done rinsing it out, you're going to take the filter, put it back down in there, go clockwise with it, finger tight. Don't go too tight because it can get stuck in there. It's a pain to get out if you get it stuck in there. So just finger tight on the filter. The weir is going to go right back down in here like that, and that's all there is to it. All right, the next thing I'm going to cover is draining a Nordic hot tub. So on the Nordic hot tub, the cabinet does have to be removed to access the drain. You can also drain using a submersible pump by just pumping out the spa from the footwell in the top. But if you do want to use the provided drain, I'm going to show you real quick how to get there. Okay, once you have the cabinet door off, it's 5 simple screws, and this is the drain right here. So there's a ball valve built into the drain. You can see the petcock right there, and then you have your cap on the end. If I take this cap off, I can thread a garden hose onto it and run it out to the alley or to the nearest drain in my backyard, French drain. And then basically all you have to do is open that petcock to get the water flowing. Want to make sure that you get this petcock closed, the valve closed, and that you get this cap on good and tight, good and snug. There is a gasket in there to keep it from leaking out. And that's all there is to it. One really important thing to mention is before you drain your spa, make sure you have the power off, whether you turn it off at the breaker, if it's a 240 model, or if you unplug it, if it's a plug-and-play model. It is very important to make sure that you have the power off to the spa before you drain it. I recommend draining your hot tub about once every 4 to 6 months, depending on use. And that should be all there is to drain your hot tub. All right, the final part of this Nordic Spa School is going to be your chemistry, or your chemicals, to keep your water clean and clear. So we recommend the At Ease cartridge system, or floating cartridge system. And this is a proprietary chlorine and mineral system that uses a special kind of chlorine called Smart Chlor to self-regulate the chlorine level to keep your hot tub sanitized. So as you can see here, this floating ball has a blue side to it and a silver side. The silver side is going to be your chlorine, and the blue is going to be your mineral. The silver part is going to need to be replaced once a month, and the blue part needs to be replaced once every 3 to 4 months. These two pieces right here just thread pretty simply like that. As you can see, there's a peg there that fits down in there, and you line them up and then turn them. And as you can see here on the bottom, we have a dial with 4 numbers. So 4 is going to be for your bigger spa or heavy use. 1 is going to be for a small, like a very small spa, 2-person spa. For a spa this size, I like to run it on a 2 to a 3, depending on use. And so you're just going to turn the indicator to the number there, and then you're going to just let it float like that. So like I said, once every month you need to change the chlorine or silver cartridge, and once every 3 to 4 months you're going to need to change the blue cartridge. Something that I also recommend is boosting your spa with additional oxidizer and sanitizer at least once a month. So this is Enhanced Shock by BioGuard or SpaGuard, and I recommend adding this inner cap, about that amount right there. I like to shock mine once a week, my hot tub, and you're going to turn these jets on high, and then you're just going to toss that in there, just like that. It's important when you add the shock to leave the cover open for at least 30 minutes and leave the jets on high. The chlorine will turn into a gas when the water is above 97 degrees, so you don't want to trap that gas in underneath the cover, because it will end up tearing up the cover. So 1 to 2 tablespoons. You can either do it once a month or once a week. I like to shock mine once a week and just keep it running clean and clear. And yeah, basically let the filter or let the jets run for 30 minutes, and then you can turn the jets off and close the spa up. This will work in conjunction with your floating At Ease system to keep the water clean And then you are going to want to test your water once a week, and I will show you how to do that here in a minute with the Addy's test strips. In order for your sanitizer to work correctly, your water needs to be balanced. So to make sure your water is balanced, we need to use these Addy's test strips, and it's very important that we use this brand because the Smart Chlor will not register on a generic test strip. So you need to make sure you are using the Frog Addy's test strips in the yellow bottle like this, and I'll show you here in a second how to test your water. So you're going to take a test strip right here and dip it in the water, and you should see these indicators start to change color. So as you can see here, if I look at the back of the test strip, my chlorine level is good. That's green. The total alkalinity looks pretty good right there. It's within the ideal range. My pH is a little bit low, and my alkalinity is right where it needs to be. So to balance your spa, you're going to use the provided chemicals that come with your startup kit, and on the back of the bottle there will be a guide for how much to add to balance your spa based on the amount of gallons that your hot tub is. So this is pH increaser. My pH was a little bit low, so I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of this. I have this spa is about 300 gallons, and I was around a 7.2, so it says I need to add 3 teaspoons. So I'm going to kind of eyeball this. This is about 1 teaspoon right here, and it is important to add chemicals with the jets on. They will dissolve faster and activate quicker. So there's 1 teaspoon. There's 2 teaspoons. There's 3. All right. And it does take about 4 hours for the chemical to activate in the water and change the pH. And so we will retest in about 4 hours to make sure that we are within range. But I recommend testing once a week with your test strips and making the necessary adjustments. Most people find that once they get the hot tub within balance, as long as they keep their sanitizer within the proper range and they don't let their sanitizer run out, that the water stays balanced pretty easily. So that's all there is to it. I hope you enjoy your new Nordic Hot Tub, and please don't hesitate to call or swing by one of our locations if you have any questions about your new hot tub.